love, jealousy, murder.
Boom.
Nastee Chapel.
Hello! We are Nastee Chapel.
I'm NatalieGrace.
And I am Steve.
We're a couple of musicians, bards, wandering about telling song and story.
And today, you are watching our series, Into the Song. A deep dive into a song where we're going to tell you the story, the history, and the message.
And today is a folk song called The Lily of the West.
A woman travels to Ireland where she falls in love with a woman called Flora, whom she describes as the Lily of the West. Flora is then courted by a man who proposes to her. Flora accepts the marriage proposal, which infuriates the singer, who goes on to murder the man. The singer is then tried in court and claims that they will forever love Flora despite her betrayal.
In 1980, Mr. Mike Yates was out and about collecting a folk song here, folk song there, and he met Evelyn Ramsey in Madison County, North Carolina, and she sang The Lily of the West for him. Mike Yates recorded this version and included it on one of his folk song collections, Appalachian Collections 1979 to 1983. And in the sleeve notes of this album, Mike Yates talks about how in the old days, folk songs were passed either just by word of mouth or via broadsides. Evelyn Ramsey said that she started singing this song, The Lily of the West, because she remembers her friends singing it for years. But she'd forgotten the song, most of it anyway, until she came across a copy of Cecil Sharp's Appalachian Collection, which contained a version of the song that Cecil Sharp had collected in Kentucky. Evelyn learnt the words from this score from Cecil Sharp, but she couldn't read music, so she set the words to a tune used by Charlie Poole for the railroad song Bill Mason.
Despite the American place names in those versions, this song began its life in the early 19th century in England and possibly Ireland, and was popular with British singers up to the beginning of the 20th century.
Sabine Baring Gould is said to have heard it from 3 singers in the West Country around 1900, and there are many recorded versions of this song, including ones by Bascom Lamar Lunsford, the Ozarks singer Charlie Ingenthron, and of course, Joan Baez.
The version that we will be sharing with you today, I learned the guitar part off the Joan Baez version.
Love a bit of Joan.
Love a bit of Joan. Message time! This is a pretty classic setup for a folk song. Love, jealousy, murder.
Boom. Like our rendition of Shady Grove, this is another song where the song and the story is usually portrayed by a man singing about his love for a woman. So when I started singing it, it becomes naturally a tale of unrequited lesbian love, which we thought was a nice opportunity to share a different kind of story. A story with gay love and romance that hasn't really been able to be handed down so blatantly through folk songs throughout the years. Something that I really like about art is that every person can take their own interpretation from it. And I think with the basic structure of what happens in this story, there's so much that you can fill in yourself. Why was she so angry that her love was going to marry a man? What was that man like? Was that man not good for her? Or is she just a bit unhinged? Is the protagonist in the wrong for doing the murder? Yeah, I think it's a fun one to let your imagination go a bit wild and see what story you can come up with.
This is our version of Lily of the West.
When first I came to Ireland, some pleasure there to find. A damsel there from Galway down was pleasing to my mind. Her rosy cheeks, her ruby lips, like arrows pierced my breast. And the name she bore was Flora, the lily of the West. Well, I courted lovely Flora, some pleasure there to find. But she's turned her heart unto a man who sore distressed my mind. He robbed me of my liberty, deprived me of my rest, and he's took my lovely Flora, the lily of the West. Way down in yonder shady grove, this man of high degree, conversing with my Flora there, oh, it seems so strange to me. And the answer that she gave to him, it sore did me oppress. I was betrayed by Flora, the lily of the West. Well, I stepped up to my rival, my dagger in my hand. I seized him by the collar, and I boldly made him stand. Now being mad to desperation, I pierced him in the breast, all for my lovely Flora, the lily of the West. Well, I had to stand my trial, I had to make my plea. They placed me in the criminal box and then commenced on me. And though she swore my life away, deprived me of my rest, still I love my face